7 cities spanning 5 Canadian provinces in 9 days, from the 30th of June to July 8th. They will arrive in Ottawa on the 30th of June, and their first public event will be the Canada Day noon show on Parliament Hill, where they will join Prime Minister Stephen Harper and thousands of Canadians as we celebrate Canada's 144th birthday. They will then visit Montreal on July 2nd. They will visit Quebec City on July 3rd. La Duc et Duchess visiteront Montréal le 2 juillet, et puis Québec le 3 juillet. From there, they will depart for Prince Edward Island, visiting Charlottetown on July 3rd and Summerside on July 4th. From July 4th to 6th, the Duke and Duchess will travel north to Yellowknife and will finish their tour right here in Calgary from July 6th to 8th, and will take part in the opening of the Calgary Stampede. This will be the couple's first international tour as a married couple, and we are delighted that they have chosen Canada as their destination of choice. Il s'agit du premier voyage international du Duc et Duchesse en tant que couple marié.
That's the Heritage Minister James Moore in Calgary talking about the itinerary for when William and Kate visit Canada. They'll be here starting late in June. This was recorded just moments ago. Now we will take you live. He is now taking questions.
Not yet known. They may be, but they will make those details known as we get closer to the date of their arrival. Yes. Sorry. Well, this is hosted by the Government of Canada, so the Government of Canada will pay. Every year, the Department of Canadian Heritage, for which I'm responsible, we have a budget that's set aside to host these kinds of events, and this is actually a very modest event in terms of costs. The full final numbers of what the costs will be are still being assessed, because there are some details of the itinerary that are still being finalized, including some additional add-on portions to the itinerary. But this is there will be no additional cost to taxpayers beyond the annual budgetary allotment that we give for these kinds of hosting events. So, for example, when Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II visited last year, the cost of that was in the neighborhood of $2 million, and this will be much lower than that, because many of the events that they are going to be taking part in are events that are already taking place, including the Calgary Stampede. So they'll be visiting and taking in events that were already scheduled, rather than doing events on their own, which sometimes can have some big costs. But I would remind you of this, though, that the Government of Canada has a budget for these kinds of events. This is well within our budget. We make appropriations for these kinds of events because this is part of what nation building is all about. Hosting these kinds of events and hosting the Duke and Duchess is an honor for Canada, and we look forward to having them visit all these different regions of Canada. Well, this is the third royal visit in 2 years, and when these itineraries are put together, as you know, there's a great effort put into visiting all the different parts of Canada, the second largest country in the world. And if you look at the 3 royal visits that we have had, when all taken together, they've done a great job of visiting all different parts of Canada. For example, just prior to the opening of the 2010 Olympic and Paralympic Games, we had Prince Charles and come and visit in downtown Vancouver, and had a great reception, a great visit there. Last year, Queen Elizabeth II visited downtown Toronto. So we do great strides are taken to visit all different parts of the country. So, for example, as I said, Her Majesty the Queen visited Halifax, she visited Toronto, she visited Winnipeg. Those 3 cities are not on the itinerary for this tour. So there's an overlap that they try to avoid to make sure that as many Canadians as possible you have access to royal visits. I'm sure it was taken very much into account. I think that's a local attachment that is, I think, near and dear to the Duchess's heart, and I'm sure it will be highlighted as she makes her visit. Specifics of their itinerary will be for them to announce as we get closer to the days. Yes. Certainly, as I said, they will be visiting Montreal on the 2nd of July and Quebec City on the 3rd of July. And we think that these are visits that are important for all Canadians. There are a great number of Quebecers, francophones, and anglophones who take a great interest and a great deal of pride in our national institutions. And I know there are going to be a great number of Quebecers who are going to be very interested to see the the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge as they make their visit to the province of Québec. Je suis certain qu'il y a ceux et celles qui sont au Québec qui vont être très ravis de voir le couple de nouveaux mariés faire une visite vers le Québec dans une effort de faire une
James Moore is the Heritage Minister speaking in Calgary, talking about the royal visit of William and Kate. Calgary, perhaps pretty good place to hold that press conference because that is where they will wrap up their royal visit.